Hey, what's up? And here's what's coming right now in the latest issue of Puerto Rican's issue.
Why you say issue?
Well, it's kind of like a
What is wrong with you, bro? Issue.
You come back and you're gonna
I
run
think
up on
he's
four
got
bricks
issues.
again. You're gonna wind up on 4 bricks, keep coming around.
What's your
So
name?
we got the WB's Clayface.
What's your name?
We got coming up HBO.
You didn't say your name.
What name?
You introduced the name.
Introduce the name, the show.
I'm getting there.
Oh, Jesus.
You gotta wait. That's why it's called an opening.
Oh, that's right.
Right?
Yeah,
you ready to get open?
Let's go.
And of course, we're gonna include one of my little new subject called the AI dramas. But you know, with that, this is Puerto Ricans. Here we are. Let's go.
Welcome to the zone where geeks collide, where comics and heroes come alive. Marvel, DC, Starfleet in the mix. Lightsabers flash, we're nerding out quick. Puerto Rican's the name of the show. Dive into the worlds you already know. From the big screens to the comic store. Super stories and so much more.
Hey, what's up, my Puerto Ricans? Back for another exciting episode. Of course, as always, it's Groovy Mo.
Ivan.
Spectacular and amazing. Meals on Wheels, Lou.
I'm catching a cramp just hearing that whole thing in my arm, all right? Catching a cramp.
He just made a bunch of people happy by saying that.
I know, right? Yo, dude, are you out of your mind? So, dude, a lot of exciting things have happened. I'm like,
Yes.
I'm still getting back in, you know, into what's next. I'm like, I'm still dealing with what's happened, you know.
Yeah, that's a lot of things that's happened since the last episode.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
We have Spider-Man, we got Lanterns, we got, what else?
Odyssey.
Oh
my God. And there's
Just to
still
name a
more
few.
to come. But the way I'm looking at it, and I'm going to call this
Also,
right now.
Part 1 of the Batman breaking his back.
Yeah, that's coming out. And also what just came out this week as well is the second season for Batman. Batman the Bold. I think Batman the Brave and the Bold.
Okay.
Season 2. And
You
they
know,
say,
I
and I haven't seen it yet. Season 2. I saw season 1. Mwah.
I didn't see season 1. Is it good?
You're this close, man. You're gonna lose your nerd card. Keep that. I haven't seen that. What the hell? You know, I'm not gonna even educate or even try to find out about that question. It was about to slip out of my mouth. I just brought it back in, and don't even ask me to do that sound again.
Oh, damn.
I saw that look. I'm telling you. It's just so much. The Brave and the Bold is so much coming out.
Yes.
And I'm gonna be brave enough to say this much, yo, Marvel. This is your year to rake in. I mean, from the time the CEO said they had to focus on quality instead of quantity, I mean, there have been some hit and misses, don't get me wrong, but a lot more hits than misses. I'm talking about where do I start? Deadpool, Wolverine. Now, Spider-Man in its first weekend alone, how it ranked in. And now with Doomsday just around the corner, dude, they're going to rank in hand over fist to the bank, laughing like the Joker.
Yeah.
All right? Yeah. To the bank. Now, what do we got with DC?
Disappointment.
The Lanterns.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's
What we
about
got with DC is a lot of disappointment. It's like a lot of restructuring.
Oh, God. Yeah.
And it's been going on for too many years.
Yeah.
With all due respect.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going back to the era when Man of Steel came out.
Yeah.
Superman. The only thing I liked about it was the symbol.
Man of Steel was good because it offered the very first time, other than the Christopher Reeve story, an origin story, but a more believable character in its essence itself.
I thought that origin story in the Man of Steel was awesome with them.
I thought it was perfectly done.
I thought it was a whole separate movie, honestly.
I mean,
I did too. When I first saw it, the first thing that grabbed me was the fact that I read this somewhere. It's this comic, and then it took me a while, but then it hit me. Superman, Earth 1.
Yeah.
That series, Earth 1, with him. And I said, that's what it was. And then it came out in an interview that Zach said that he got it from that. That's one of the source materials they used. And I was like, oh, my heart just so elated because it's, not for nothing. You know, when a director says they're using source material to depict a character or talk about a character, you know, guys like us pay attention to that because we look at it and then we go, okay, I see it. Okay, yes, and
Well,
you did a good job.
Yeah, like they need to take classes from the people that are doing the Airbender live action.
Oh,
How they're taking it literally episode for episode.
page per page.
Yeah.
You know, it's so, and I just finished watching last night the ending of season 2 just to recap, and I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my God, how it brought back so many
That
memories.
That brings back the comment I made in the last episode,
Mhm.
where if it's already written, you don't break what's not broken.
Yeah.
Right.
You
Exactly.
tweak it. You tweak it. It's gonna happen. You're gonna tweak it, but the material's there.
Yeah.
Use the material and do your little tweaks here.
Yeah.
That's all you got to be doing.
I mean,
That's
we could,
it.
in a handful, I can pretty much pull out like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, even though it's organic, but it still worked.
I really thought they were gonna go with when they did the Spider-Man there was an issue where he actually cocooned himself under a bridge. I actually thought it was going in that direction, and then he emerged. They only touched a little bit on that.
He didn't transform into a man spider.
The man
Yeah.
spider.
Yeah.
But even if he did, that could have opened up his own multiverse.
Yep.
Because in that series, and correct me if I'm wrong, that's where Craven was introduced. That's
True.
where.
Yeah.
What's his name? The business owner that created the Vulture hired Craven.
Osborn.
No, not
Was it
Osborn.
Osborn?
The other
No.
one. It was the other one.
Oh,
You know who I'm talking about.
you guys know as
Oh.
well, so put it in the comments.
And that would have been a great way to introduce Craven into
Yeah.
the Spider-Man universe.
Because I mean, I get the idea that, you know, as far as Sony was concerned, is that, you know, Spider-Man in all his greatness, and you introduce characters for him to go up against, and we look at it because we read the book, and oh yeah, it's going up with this guy. But the fact that you then take those origin stories and create separate features for them.
Now, how do y'all feel, and how do y'all feel, the audience,
Mm-hmm.
about how they introduced Jean Grey?
Hmm.
I that threw me off.
It was off for a moment for me, but I'm like, the rumors were about, so I'm trying to see who are you.
And what do you think
Are
about the
you-
person that played
Well,
Jean
Sadie
Grey?
Sink, she was awesome. She was good.
She was.
She was good, and for that character, she was good for what she was doing in that film. Now, the fact that, and if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert, that they then brought her power to the level that she is now. Now she's now an Omega level mutant because of what they were doing to her sister. They tried to do to her, except, oops, you messed up. You leveled her up. So, you in trouble, boy. And to me, it's like that's opening the door to adding the mutants, because if you look at it, Spider-Man brand new day opened the door to the universe of Marvel, because you introduce who? Punisher. You introduce who? The Hulk. And now you introduce Jean Grey, mutant
Well,
Jean Grey.
Not so much the Punisher, because the Punisher has been around in the Daredevil, so everybody's familiar
Yeah, in
with.
Daredevil, but not in Spider-Man, because although
Comic-wise, he's been more Spider-Man than Daredevil.
Yeah.
although that because of the Netflix series, and of course now Daredevil, Born Again, that they're opening those doors, and now that door is opening into the cinematic universe. That's great, because you want these characters, because we always saw like Marvel team up. Okay, we know who's teaming up. Here it's like it just come out of nowhere. Next thing you know, it happens. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
like-
like this. It's not a solo film, but it's not a crazy ensemble film. Unlike Doomsday, which needs to be an ensemble
But,
film.
you know, not to cut you off, I
Yeah,
don't mean to
don't let it
interrupt,
happen
but the
again.
Sadie Sink, watch yourself.
Mhm.
The Sadie Sink character, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting her to play Jean Grey. I'm gonna tell you why.
But I read about she was, though. That I read.
She was
You
played
know what
one
made
of two
more sense?
characters, like Gwen Stacy,
Yeah.
or she was
No.
going to be Jean Grey.
Because when they first showed in the trailer, I said, oh, could she play Cyclops and Jean Grey's daughter who
Mm-hmm.
took over the Phoenix Force? To me, that would have made more sense than introducing her as Jean Grey.
And even the outfit when she was sitting there talking, and you just saw the darkness and the hat, that was more reminiscent of early, what do you call it, Sadie Sink as Spider Girl or Spider Woman.
The reason why I said it because I felt like it was going in the direction of Deadpool 2 when they introduced Cable.
See, you got.
Well, you wasn't expecting.
This conversation itself just tells you one thing. Marvel did a great job of disguising it to the last moment until the reveal, which is what we love because that's the suspense. Like that's like turning the page in a comic book, waiting to see the next scene. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
didn't see that coming.
but I wasn't too happy with that.
To tell.
I wasn't happy with Sadie Sink. I love her in Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm.
I love her as an actress.
Mm-hmm. But
She shouldn't have been Jean Grey. I'm sorry.
do tell why.
Looks nothing like the Jean Grey that you would be that you would be familiar with. The long hair, the I don't know. It's like she looked like an adolescent teen. You know what I'm saying?
But
That's why I made the comment of Jean Grey's daughter. The name's not coming to me. I apologize, but she's young. We've already had a young Jean Grey in X-Men First Class. It should have been her.
It should have been her.
It should have been. She did a phenomenal job.
Yes. She actually became the Phoenix
Yes.
on the last one.
That should have been Jean Grey.
And that was actually more accurate in the scene of her Phoenix origins versus the Bryan Singer version of it, that her level, her own power leveled her up to that.
Yeah.
No, she didn't level up to that. She was already, a level 5 powerful right there with Xavier, but the Phoenix Force invading her body and then making her more of a cosmic deity than that of a human mutant, that was more accurate.
But this is just a long shot. Could it be a hint for another type of Secret Wars?
Well,
Because now
that speculation is good.
Hear me out, because we introduced Cable.
Right.
Now you're introducing Omega level Phoenix Force, Jean Grey. We don't know much about Cable.
That's supposed to be Scott and Jean Grey's son.
Okay, so now the Techno-Organic Virus series.
That was
That's
infected when he was captured and sent to the
But that's
future.
where they introduced Omega level Jean Grey. So could that be leading into a X Factor type of movie?
Conspiracies about you. Let us know what you think on our Facebook page.
Think about it, because X-Men 97,
Ooh,
X Factor was introduced.
this is true.
Yeah.
And you got Lorna Dane, who's Polaris, introduced. I mean, oh my God, and she's now part of the team. I'm like, and then Bishop is part of the team. You see the lineup change, and I'm like,
Well, there was two things introduced in the series of '97: the X-Force and X-Factor.
All that's left is really Excalibur.
Oh, the wackest team.
I don't know about Excalibur because, well, you know what? I wouldn't entertain that, and I'll tell you why. Because Captain Britain, and the reason why I say Captain Britain, because even in the MCU, is rumored that they want to make Cavill Captain Britain.
Well, he requested that.
He wanted to be that.
And technically, didn't Wolverine come from?
He came from Canada.
Alpha Flight.
Alpha Flight, yeah, but he's from Canada.
No,
He's Canadian.
I get the two confused.
No, but I wouldn't mind seeing an Alpha Flight. Have any one of you ever read the series of Alpha Flight? It's a great story.
There it is.
It is.
It is. It's a great comic book.
The whole thing about Vindicator and Wolverine. I mean, Wolverine's a playboy though. He takes everybody's girl. I'm sorry.
He's 200 years old. He's about as horny as they come at 200, bro. What do you think? I'd like to be that horny if I ever reached 200.
I would like to know what kind of Viagra he's taking.
I'd like to have some of it, bro.
It's called the healing factor.
Charles,
Exactly.
did you know, Charles?
Why do I gotta know?
He asked the omnipotent voice.
But yeah, I mean, Spider-Man. And they opened up a lot of possibilities.
A lot of possibilities.
My opinion, and they're going into the track of Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool. 'Cause remember, Ryan Reynolds fought for a lot of things to be put into Deadpool.
10 years of fighting.
Okay.
And with that thought, 10 years of fighting, we're going to have maybe a couple of minutes worth of commercials, unfortunately. And it's your turn to work the poll. I did it the last time. Don't look at me
Yeah,
like
but
that.
you were so good at it.
You were on 4 bricks if you don't. And that's okay. We'll make money with that as well.
It's the way you hung your leg up. We'll be right back.
Right back. A trabajar.
Come, let's play. LDM Radio. Come, let's play. Fun is what we crave.
Let's go.
You're listening to New York City's LDM Radio. Another long stretch of continuous music.
Back into time. Flashback.
Make my move, gonna live my dream, gonna live my
New York City's LDM Radio.
The best radio station in the world is right here, right now.
And we're back with more about Marvel. But you know what?
Really? And we're back. Really?
It's too much.
The hell was that?
Let's talk about DC.
What the hell was that? And we're back. What was that?
I'm trying to remember something.
He's excited. Leave him alone. You're
Ten.
back.
Yeah.
Oh! Clayface.
Yeah.
Clayface.
Tell me about it.
Have you not seen the trailer for
Yes.
Clayface?
And I'm not happy.
Clayface.
You're not happy?
No.
Why?
Why, bro?
Clayface should have been, I don't know. Whenever they make a cartoon character, or animated character that's in a superhero and they make it horror, it
But
sucks.
wouldn't he be better as a horror?
No.
Why not?
Because he's.
We should have learned that mistake when that team that came out. What is it that it was horror? It was a horror film with the X-Men. Was it Marvel?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
The boys?
No, he's talking about. It's supposed to be either X. It was supposed to be
What,
X
New
Force,
New
New
Mutants?
Mutants, the
Yes.
New Mutants. When they're
What,
in
the
the
TV
house.
show?
No, when they
No,
did.
the film that they did New Mutants, and it was in a
Oh,
house.
No.
See?
You know?
No.
And
That was
they had
horrible.
Majik.
Yeah.
And I forgot the other one that's a spirit animal, and that's the spirit animal coming after them. You had Robert DaCosta as Sunspot.
Yeah, I mean.
Wolfsbane. Wolfsbane, I think I loved her because I was
But-
one character I liked. I this girl, she really got to my gonads, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but that's something like that should have. We should have learned our lesson. Don't make superhero films and make them into horror films. And
Well-
Clayface is gonna do that. It's not gonna do too well at the box office. Trust me.
You know, I'm gonna agree and disagree. The reason why I agree because again goes back to what I was saying before that you're taking individual characters and you're giving them orange and fill. Some of them are a hit, some of them are going to be a miss. So far, more misses than hits, or there's some that are in between. Like I mean, Craven could have been a lot better. I like that character. I like the actor that they chose to play that character, but you had too many rogues in there. Like you kept it with Rhino, that's fine, but then you brought in his brother who was going to be Mimic. I forgot. Chameleon.
You know
and
what
then
I
he's
like?
changing. I'm like, what the hell?
But you know what I liked about Craven?
Mm-hmm.
They used, like for example, the Scorpion
Right.
and Vulture. They used Stark technology.
Well, they didn't say in
They didn't-
Spider-Man Brand New Day that he had Stark technology.
No, but we know where it came from.
Well, we know, more or less, we know where
Yeah.
it came from.
Alien technology, whatever.
Alien technology, of course.
So, in Craven, that wasn't.
That wasn't the case.
Yes, that was nice. That was great.
Because it was
So-
a fresher breath.
Right.
Breath of fresh air.
Just like the movie Morbius, everybody says it's whack. I loved Morbius.
Morbius was okay. I'm not gonna say it's great. It was missing something. It really was because again, this is Jared Leto I'm talking about, and so it was missing something for me. I know that
Joker?
one of the other characters was don't even go there, bro. Because if I had that red hand, I'd be like That's the kind of factor it had for me.
As far as the Morbius movie, it wasn't a bad movie.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't, but it wasn't to that level. Like you get excited to want to see.
Yeah, it was between
Part
one.
two, like if you had an end credit, you're like, yeah, I can't wait.
Because that's the type of movie that was supposed to be,
One and done.
and it was supposed to be ended with a B continue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
just like the Blade movie.
Right.
They had that alternate scene at the end.
Mm.
You see Blade in the Morbius in the background.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they should have ended it.
Like in Eternals, when you heard the voice of Michaela Ursula, I've really beaten that word out. And I didn't
Yes.
know. I
I'd
apologize for
hate to
that.
be him and watch this show.
You kick my ass, you have every right to do so, bro. I earned that. But the fact at the very end, when the Black Knight was coming over to the Ebony Blade and it was reacting to him, then you heard Mahershala in the background said, "No, I wouldn't do that if I were you." And it ended right there. But that ended 6 years of waiting for this to be done. As we talked about the last time, that, you know what, the best approach right now is just to bring them in as supporting roles in films so that people could see him. Like in those 6 or 7 years, you could have sneaked them in somehow. It's between one film or another. In Blade, the new character, and then in Secret Wars, I mean, you did it for, Deadpool and Wolverine. Everybody, I mean, I don't care how many times I've watched maybe like 13 different reactions. The same has happened every time Blade, Wesley Snipes walks in.
Isn't Marshmallow supposed to play Blade?
Yeah, Mahershala.
We call it,
Ali.
for good sake, we're going for us not to kill
Butcher
the
the
name.
name?
Yeah.
So you know who to go after, put him in bricks, break your foot off and hit that, not mine. I said I messed up. But you, Marshmallow?
Marshmallow.
Oh, you messed up big
Yeah,
time.
I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that name.
Mahershala, okay?
Mahershala.
And the thing is, I would say the best way to do it is through Secret Wars. It's multiversal, okay, to begin with. So it's any Earth. Bring him, if it's a 616. Bring in Wesley. Let the blade be passed. You know, probably he doesn't have, let's say Mahershala doesn't have the blade like Blade's blade that pops open when somebody else takes it. The vampires usually, they lose their hand over it. That blade should be passed on. Perfect way, to me, I see it, pass it on. And give Mahershala some badass fight sequence and scenes. I mean, I don't know what his martial art prowess is. I mean, I could do some digging and diving and finding out if he's, up there. But remember, Wesley's a fifth Dan, but thing is, he's shown his prowess.
They could have just switched it up. If he's not a martial artist, he's a gun toter.
He's a gun toter. But then there's a third Blade that was in the series, and he didn't have that many martial arts skills, but he was okay. I can't remember his name, but I remember watching it, and by the fourth one, I was like, okay, I'm going to give it a chance, and then they stopped it. I was like, thank you. You stopped it. Because to me, it's like, if you have to, how can I say, grill me more on something that I'm like, I'm not excited by it, bro.
But remember, there was, in the early 2000s, there was a Blade TV show.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that
that
one
was done horribly.
Exactly. I tried to give it a chance. And I was like sitting there, like,
maybe that's what they thought this was, was going to happen. It's because you're making a show of Blade, but then you bring the original guy to play Blade, and he did phenomenal. He did phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie. He even said, I ain't got the muscle mass to do it again. I'm not as fast, but I'm here for it.
Yeah.
And right now, if he could stay out of trouble,
he could play the kind of vampire that hasn't fed in a while.
Or you could change his storyline, even if you haven't fed in a while. Let's say he does feed, and then you CGI his body up. I mean, it's quite possible because they de-age or can increase his mass or whatever through that. But what I'm trying to say is, you want him to pass the torch. I'm too old to be continuing doing that, so physically or whatever.
yeah. But you know who
Pass it on.
who messed that up for everybody, right? Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine.
21 years.
Dude, Hugh is a beast of a man, all right?
I love that.
The fact that he can go back and he had, 8 weeks to get into that? I mean, he was still in still in phenomenal shape, but to be Wolverine mode?
I love that
Hello.
scene. I love that scene when Deadpool turns to him and goes, "You'll be here for another 90."
He'll be here for another 92 because he knew this movie was going to be mwah, bro.
Yeah.
And they did talk about it one time, Hugh Jackman talked about it one time with Mark Ruffalo about doing the scene that we've already seen in the comic books more than enough when they first meet the Hulk.
Yes.
They even did it in Deadpool Wolverine when he's wearing the brown suit. He turns around, I'm Marvel Jesus, and bam, just smacked him out of the way.
No, but in that sequence when they brought back the old school costume, when he popped the claws and you saw the Hulk's face, I was like,
Yep, just
the
like
first thing that
comic.
came out of my mouth was, I have that issue. I have that issue.
And I know you have that issue too. All of us have had that issue. It's like if they bring in Ghost Rider, I wanted to have one scene where the motorcycle has that glow in the dark feature that I have of issue 10 of him, where I had the glow in the dark comic version of it, and I have it. And every now and then I take it out for a little light, and then I wait for nighttime and put it up on the wall, and you just see Ghost Rider lit up.
Geek.
Oh yeah,
That's
right.
That's the child in him doing it.
That's why I'm another Rican.
Listen, I'm the same way, man.
Yeah, man. That's what we love. That's why I keep telling directors, all of you, don't mess it up. Just like you said, tweak it a little.
Yeah,
But
Charles.
Remember, fan service here, because this is what we want to see. This is those moments that we go, we lose our mind over it.
Yeah, Charles.
You see, you're messing with the omnipotent voice. You're not gonna have a chair, bro. You're gonna be walking. Oh, I can't wait. Keep going. Keep going. Oh, and okay, so from Clayface, I'm going to say this much. I kind of like the idea that it being a horror. It's different. And why not? Because his origins and what he is should constitute a horror film in a sense.
But do you think the special effects will coincide with the story? I'm hoping
I hope so.
that the special effects makes up for the story, because I don't think it's got a strong story. I really don't.
Back in the days, I would say 20 years ago, I would say, yeah, that's going to be tough to do. But now,
I think they're gonna use
AI,
yeah.
no.
I think they're gonna use the Sandman strategy.
Maybe not. No. From what I've seen of the trailer, I don't think they're going to do something like that.
No,
But
what I'm saying is in terms of they studied the Sandman, and now we're gonna take it to the next level. It's gonna be more gooey.
Well, yeah, I could agree and disagree with you on that, because I
Same
feel,
here.
I feel the Sandman effect that you're talking about, mix it with the Venom.
yeah, that I can
The
see.
Venom effects.
I can see that. I can see that because, you know, you want to. Matter of fact, not even with the Venom effects, the effects like you do with Mystique. Not
Yes.
too quickly, but boom, it generates, and boom, next thing you know it, he has it on someone else's face.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
And he can increase his mass as well.
That's the thing, but you got to remember, are they gonna follow it
Exactly.
as the comic book and the animation style? Because that's all we know Clayface for. And remember, he's always moving when he's in clay form.
When he's in clay
Yeah,
form.
I'm worrying about the special effects and everything of it. I'm more worried about if you're putting it to a horror, would it disappear from the comics itself? Would
Of
it
the story.
not
Yes.
have that
Yeah.
comic anime type feel anymore?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna fall into horror.
I don't think
You
so.
know what I mean?
I think it's gonna have more of a Stranger Things type of feel, where it's gonna be more suspenseful and, oh my God, is this gonna happen? You might have
Yeah, but
some.
then that falls into a
Yeah,
horror, not
yeah.
to a comic what we know of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It could be. I don't know. With everything with this Winnie the Pooh, blood and honey type
That's
thing.
what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? The
It's
Popeye
gonna
effect.
fall into one of those.
It could fall into a B-rated type movie,
Yeah.
horror movie, which wouldn't be too bad. But again, this is introducing a character a lot of people don't know.
Right. Like, it's like when in the Suicide Squad, you introduced Killer Croc. So you already know Killer Croc, what he does. But if you did a separate film about him and how he became Killer Croc, might be a good story. Would it be a horror? Most likely. Could there be elements where you feel for the character for what he became? It all depends on who's telling the story, really. Because we've read it, we know the story. We've already read it. So it's a matter of who takes that and translates it onto the screen. And again, DC has not have been successful in doing that.
I feel that Clayface is also not getting the right publicity.
No.
No, it's not getting.
Not
that
too many
publicity.
people know that it comes out next week.
Not too many people, but maybe that's the idea that they want to
I
push.
don't even think nobody really knows.
I
Yeah.
think that's the idea that they're trying to make this in what we used to call them the sleeper films. The ones you just slept on because they didn't have a whole lot of marketing behind it. But then us comic book guys see it, and the next thing we know, we're spreading the rumor, yo, this movie.
Yeah.
They kind of
Movie!
But that's where it starts falling into those B-movie types.
Because they kind of did the same thing with the Penguin series.
Yeah, but Penguins,
But that was a great series.
Awesome. This guy playing. Oh my God.
You haven't watched.
You.
You're such a biased person.
Because I thought it was going to be whack.
You thought?
What?
Yeah.
You watched the Batman, right?
Yeah.
So you watched Colin Farrell play the Penguin,
Oh, yes.
and you loved it,
Yeah.
and you didn't watch the series to follow it.
I know. Something's wrong with me.
This is what happens when you're too much into Superman in tights.
Ooh, the tight.
He wasn't showing underwear. so
Yeah.
he wasn't-
It's just a big fat guy with a little bit of a cluff. Oh, I got it.
You know us big people call that fatism.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
He's like,
You
if he
don't
doesn't
appreciate
show red underwears, I'm not watching.
Exactly.
You're right.
Or is that why you compensated with the red shirt?
Yes.
Black is supposed to hide it, bro. Just thought I'd let you know.
Okay.
If you were trying to.
Oh, that what?
You're trying to.
No, that's not what you did. That's not what you did. He
I know
did.
what he wants. Oh my God! But yeah, that particular show. Oh, I still get goosebumps from watching it. And I think season 2 is not too far behind and around
So,
the corner.
10 being the greatest one, not. What do you think Clayface is going to get? I think it's going to get, if not a 5, then it's going to get a 4.
I'm gonna agree with a 5 rather than a 4 because again, it's how they're gonna tell that story. If it's gonna be a horror, it's how they're going to tell it.
And hardly nobody knows because they haven't really publicized it.
That's what they're having us as nerds talk about it, and then nerds to go see it, so that we can say, "Yo, this is awesome! Go come check it out." And then next thing you know, people get curious to go see. Because remember, a lot of these superhero films, right? We sit down, we give judgment. Then there's a lot of people who sit down, and then they watch it as a movie. They don't know nothing about the character. No, at best, they'll probably say, "Oh, that's my favorite actor," Joaquin Phoenix or whatever, playing, Joker or whatever. Oh, he
I
was
didn't like
good
that
in the
one
first
either.
one.
I
The
like
first
that.
one, but
I
not
like
the second.
We didn't talk about the second.
The first one was not.
And I'm surprised he even did that because usually he doesn't do sequels.
Well, money talks.
I guess.
Money does talk.
But
It's like,
you have a small percentage of fans that will watch the movie and are avid readers, and they'll watch the movie
But judgment.
with judgment, but then go back and start buying the series
Mm-hmm.
to find out who this character is.
Right.
So it could be a publicity stunt to rise sales in books.
That too. It would not be unheard of. It would not be unheard of.
So what do you give it?
I'm gonna be biased because I like the Clayface character because has unlimited potential. I'm gonna give it a solid 5, only because of what I've seen in the trailer. It kind of hooked me, but I'm still biased on what direction is gonna go.
There's an episode in the Batman series where Clayface, I think a piece of him broke off or something, and they created a female, and she thought that was
But
awesome.
that's what he's talking about. Unlimited potential for storytelling in that alone. Just like Venom breaks off a piece, he gets Carnage. No different. You created, was it Let There Be Carnage?
Yeah.
Second film, Let There Be Carnage. So same thing with Clayface. It could happen. You just don't know. It's the potential in the storytelling in itself.
I'm gonna just throw this out there. You got the Clayface movie coming out.
Mm-hmm.
What if they do the same thing with the Carnage, but it introduces another Batman film, but the Hush series?
Oh my God, that would be heaven.
Just pointed it out there.
Oh.
The possibilities are endless.
See, it's like even though DC is pretty silent, sometimes
You know what,
they have a
DC
little
just
bit
hired
of
me.
they just they have a little bit of a scream inside of them, just enough, but in separate characters. 'cause quite
No,
frankly-
the reason why I mention it is because I've played every Batman Arkham series. I even bought Arkham Knights, which was not the greatest of game, but the battle with Clayface, the more multiple ones that he made himself, they all had a different personality.
Yes, they did.
So why not interpret that into the movie to branch it off into another movie?
Like the Gremlins, you wet them. He's got like tons of different other Gremlins, and each one of them has their own personality. No different.
Yep.
You tell the kind of story like that. I mean, it's not gonna look like a funny little thing, but yo, you
I mean, he's Clayface. He could.
You could, But then you can also create like people who will infiltrate, and you know they could be psychopaths, but they're a police officer, a lawyer, a doctor.
Yeah.
Those are all his, but those are all his children, if you want to look at it that way, in that respect.
But my thing is, are they gonna pinpoint his attributes of how you gonna catch him? Because
I'll leave that for you to
exactly
tell us, and we'll be right back with more Puerto Ricans after this.
Hi, I am Charles Laloma, and I am the owner of the LDM Network, and I hope that you're enjoying this episode. But if you want to see past episodes of this show or any other of our shows, go to the ldmnetwork.net. We have large contents of different type of shows, and we even have podcasts. So again, check them out at ldmnetwork.net. So without further ado, let's get back to this episode.
hey, Grandma was around. You still couldn't do shit.
Watch your mouth.
Welcome back to another session of Puerto Ricans. And last when we left, and Fatty, right? No. We were still talking about Clayface, but
Yes.
you know what? I want to get out of that. I want to talk about what's coming up next week, and that is the Lanterns, bro.
Yes.
I am excited about this because James Gunn doesn't have his hands in this whatsoever. Not even Peter Safran. This is on HBO Max production, and I'm really looking forward as to what they're opening up as far as the storytelling. I mean, the fact that the actors they have in mind to play Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan, because I've seen the guy who played Jon Stewart. I saw him in another previous film where it was more racist-like, and he was just trying to free his brother, and the cops were just totally racist, and he's a Marine. But yo, I'm like, the action sequences and everything in itself, as the story plotted out, I'm like, yeah, that's Jon Stewart. And then when I saw he's Jon Stewart, I was like, thumbs up already, bro. I'm loving it already. And the one who plays Hal Jordan, I remember him from Godzilla vs. King of the Monsters.
Yeah, he's an established actor.
Yeah.
He's an established actor, good one at that. I was like, I
Under-
was thrown off for a second that he
Underrated.
was Hal Jordan, but I said, you know what? No, because I like what he did in King of the Monsters, and I said, you know what? I think this is one of those that you got to say, go with it. Let's see what
Not
happens.
even that. You could tell he's playing a more seasoned Hal Jordan. That he's been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, that's what's the good part about it. And now that they've given him more of a fuller trailer to watch, I'm like, dude, I'm counting the days to the 16th, bro. Next week, I'm like, yeah, just bring it on, bro. I've already got it locked. I'm ready, bro. I just can't wait till this comes up so that I can watch it and see what the story is all about. Which way they're going with, because this is a whole new direction with the Green Lantern Corps. I mean, yeah, we saw what we saw with Ryan Reynolds, and I'm gonna say, hate me if you want, I did happen to like that movie a bit. You know, it did, but it still didn't pack more of a punch for me. But it was good, not great. It was okay.
It was all right. Where you felt the punch was towards the end. The Yellow Lantern.
Yes.
You introduced the Yellow
Sinestro,
Lantern.
and they introduced the same Sinestro, and that one I was like, oh.
And you went nowhere with it.
Right.
Nowhere.
I mean, and it's like, what, you didn't make box office numbers, but did you make enough to break even? I mean, people like myself were excited, again,
I saw
over
it.
Sinestro. We were waiting for that. And Kilowog, oh. When I did see CGI characters like their comic book counterparts, I was like, wow.
It worked.
It worked.
It worked. It was just too comedic.
Right. Just a little. Because, I mean, I know, Hal can have a mouth, but at the same time, the actor who plays Deadpool, his mouth is perfect for that. Perfect for Deadpool.
His what?
But not, his attitude in his mouth. Este hombre he's fixated today.
His mouth is perfect for that. Go ahead, Mo, continue.
Yeah, He's perfect with the mouth that he has going on. Talking,
Right. Yeah, sure.
I got the same thing when he said it. I was like,
Yeah, I know.
About the mouth.
Yeah.
And you guys probably got, well, either way, I'm that one alone. But the one they have now played him, he's a little different. Like you said, he's seasoned.
He's seasoned. He's got the jacket on, like the original fighter, Maverick, Top Gun type of jacket for a fighter pilot.
Yeah, that makes all the more sense in the world for his approach to dealing with being, Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm a little excited for it. I really don't see where Jon Stewart fits into it. Because if you're introducing a lantern, you got to start off with the original.
Right, which is how.
Yeah. No.
Well,
it's the other guy.
Yeah.
I forget his name. He's the one with the cape.
It's with an O. Either way, I'm gonna leave it at that as far as
everybody knows Hal Jordan. But is this series gonna show how it all started for him and all the decision making he's done, like a Peter Parker-ish?
I'm not getting that. Though.
I don't know. Me neither. I really don't see it.
What I understood so far, and y'all can correct me on this, is that Jon Stewart is supposed to be Hal Jordan's replacement. The ring that Hal has is supposed to go to Jon. He's training Jon to become his replacement.
Yes, which is comic accurate. Because remember, Sinestro trained Hal Jordan to be the best Green Lantern.
Exactly. But did he give him his ring? No, because there's only one ring between them, and that ring is supposed to go to him. So if he's retired, that means he's retired. No ring, no nothing. You live your life on Earth until you grow old and die. I always thought each one gets their own ring. No, and that's the case. But that's not what's happening. So there's an understory of something that's about to happen. But the question is this going to be Hal's swan song? And then he's going to train Stewart to the point where Stewart will finish his mission? I don't know, but you got two great actors and a great story starting off. And as long as it doesn't, if it deviates, as long as it's a good deviation. Something like you said before.
But what if it doesn't
tweak it a little bit?
What if it doesn't go that route?
Well, that's the part I'm gonna hate.
What if it goes into the Green Lantern Wars where Hal Jordan
then better
takes and kills all the Green Lanterns?
Becomes Parallax.
It becomes Parallax.
That would be awesome.
That'd be dope.
But that happened because his city was lost at the time that Mongrel was trying to, him and the Cyborg Superman were trying, because Cyborg Superman wanted Superman dead.
Yeah.
He already knew he was alive, but not as powerful. And at the end, what was it? He was saved by the Eradicator, because he jumped in front of the Kryptonite gun. But the Eradicator's energy mixed with the Kryptonite hit Superman, gave him his powers back, and that had led into a whole other story and arc, which I'd love to see them do, maybe not so much with this Superman. But getting back to the Green Lanterns, seeing that his city is destroyed in his mind, he wanted to bring it back, and the next thing you know it, he's on this crazy rampage, going after every Green Lantern and taking their ring. Because remember, the ring is based on will, so the stronger your will, the stronger,
Yeah, but
you're going to
remember, the
retain the
reason
ring.
why he did that is because Oa, the Guardians of Oa, told him no.
Yeah,
I forgot what they told him no for.
Yeah.
And they told him no, and he was like, "What do you mean? I've served you my whole life, and you can't do me this one favor."
Oh, yeah.
And what if this show can lead, possibly, this is just me overthinking now, the multicolored rings, which leads into Kyle Rayner becoming a White Lantern. But this is me overthinking.
Way
But it's a
overthinking.
good...
Yeah, but it's a
maybe
possibility.
Remember,
The room got quiet.
You opened the door already with the Green Lantern Corps. So done right, there's no possibility, there's no limit. And yes, multicolored rings, from the red, from the black to the white to the blue, all of them are now part of this, even though they haven't been introduced yet.
They can be
You
now.
remember the animated TV series they had?
Oh yeah.
That was
That was done well, and it had like what 3 seasons. I watched it all. And I was
Yeah.
like, I was hoping for more, and I'm like, what happened?
dope.
You know, but again, we're not the execs, or we'd like to be, because quite frankly, DC, we've been making you cock a ton of money hand over
with
fist.
the ideas, you know what I'm
A
saying?
lot of ideas. I mean,
But the only reason why I came up with that theory was, look what the CW did with the Flash, with the Infinite Crisis.
and that was the Arrowverse, which you guys said no, and then ended, which to me is like, you know,
Yeah, no, because they did Green Arrow great. Because I saw it from beginning to end. You did the Flash great. Supergirl was all right. I liked it. I'm not a big fan of the supers,
But remember, in the idea, it was very funny that while the CW was on 11, right, the Flash and all, Supergirl was on CBS.
Yeah.
Until they had their own version of World's Finest when the two came together. And then after that, before you know it, she wound up being on the CW, because then CBS canceled their contract with that. And so they put them on CW, because now they have 3. 3 then became 4, which...
Well, remember they had that Wonder Woman pilot, CBS, and then they shot it down.
Did you watch it? It's on YouTube. Exactly. Although, as far as the female title character is concerned, great. And then they use a comic book accurate uniform from the New 52. But the story, I was like, what are you doing, Princess Enterprise? What? When did she become a businesswoman? When did she have her own corporation for the lipsticks?
That's the New 52 series.
I know, but it didn't work.
Not for that time era. Not for that
Not
era.
even. No, not for that even. At all. To me, it's like at all. Like you did with the first film with her and Chris Pine, should have kept it on with the series somewhat similar. Coming into this new world and understanding what this world is about, from where you're coming from Themyscira.
I'm noticing that a lot of these major female roles are getting, like the She-Hulk, the She-Hulk, and
She-Hulk, oh, yeah.
and Wonder Woman. They're getting real jobs. No
Why
more.
not?
Yeah.
She-Hulk, attorney for hire.
Yeah.
She was an attorney to begin with. I mean, and she didn't break the fourth wall, but she went toe to toe with a lot of babes and a lot of heroes. Joined the Fantastic Four, was part of the Avengers at one point or another.
They're trying to keep up with Barbie.
Yeah.
A green Barbie, but hey, she was a good-looking green Barbie. Period. I'm not lying there.
All the Barbies got jobs, so they're trying to
Like
keep
that
up
scene
with
when
them.
she picked up the homeboy and took him to bed, like me, pick me.
I don't know. After the first couple of episodes I saw it, I was like, this is not what I pictured She-Hulk to be.
No, I didn't picture
Speaking
that
of
either.
Hulk, I loved how the Hulk looked in the Brand New Day.
No, he was
huge.
bigger. Huge. That's when Wayne Tom said, I didn't know you could get that huge. It's like, well, you can.
Yeah.
They did that whole Ang Lee version of it, in which whereas Professor Hulk, not so big, but when he became Savage Hulk, he was reaching up to that height of the Abomination. Because when you watch the show with She-Hulk and then you see him come in, I'm like, dude, you're really small next to the Abomination. You're supposed to be 11 feet. You're supposed to be 9. There should be like maybe a 3-inch difference. And it's like,
But
you're like a dwarf fighting him.
Yeah, but technically, that wasn't the purpose for him to be so tall.
Oh, he's supposed to be bigger and
He was
stronger
supposed
than
to be
him.
his minimum, and Stan Lee said this. He was supposed to be minimum 8 feet. He was just supposed to be wide.
Right. True that. And stronger than the Hulk when he was first born. And they didn't introduce a whole angrier, stronger Hulk at that time. So the brain of Banner found a way to cut his power in half, so that way when he fought him again as the Hulk, he had a better chance of taking him on.
Bottom line, my opinion, y'all can kill me if y'all want to. Let this lead into World War Hulk. I'm sorry. It's time.
It is time.
It's time.
But Marvel will never. The contract they have with the Hulk is they can't do a single.
They can't do a solo movie.
With the Hulk. They has to have someone else.
It's okay. There's a loophole somewhere.
Always a loophole.
There's
I mean,
always-
they made Spider-Man work up to this point, and Sony at one point was about to back out of it, and then RGJ, stepped in, and so did us, the fans, and we said, you don't conclude this, I don't care if you do a solo, we're not watching it. They made their voices known, and what did Sony do? Say, what do we want? Money.
Yeah.
Signed on the dotted line. And why could you not? Could you not see from the time, what is it, Captain America Winter Soldier? Oh, Civil War, excuse me, when they first introduced him? I remember watching all the reaction videos, and people were like, lost. They went bananas. And every time he's introduced,
But
it's perfect.
These actors are getting older.
Not Tom. He's still in his 20s. He's still young. I mean, the others, I can understand.
Yeah, and they want more money.
Yeah, but you know why?
You know why?
Because of streaming services.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like I said, thanks to what Scarlett Johansson had done when she did the Black Widow, and the fact that she fought against the company, took them to court over it.
And
they
won.
settled, paid her from whatever they accumulated from revenue from the streaming service, but then after that changed their tune, and that means every actor, whether it's Marvel or otherwise, if their film is being streamed, they're going to be paid like it was as the box office.
Yeah.
Whatever the difference is, that's what they're going to get paid. So she made that possible, and everybody fell in line after that. It's pretty much like almost a Hollywood rule across the board.
But you see, but before she did that, how many actors were complaining and lost money? Mm-hmm. She went about it, I don't want to say the right way, but she went at it as a business way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of like...
Didn't make a big stink about it, didn't
Nope.
go in interviews like the girl that did Snow White.
Right.
And made a complaint. Come on.
Don't
you have to know when to pick and choose your battles.
True.
Mm-hmm.
And she did it. She was like, okay. But you got to remember, times are changing. Times
they
have
are.
changed. You're not going to be making the type of money you was making back in the 90s, early 2000s, and so forth.
Nope.
It's not going to happen. Streaming services is everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad because now a lot of streaming services are getting, like Amazon, they're getting good stuff. They don't even release it to the movies.
No.
Netflix.
they don't need to. Let's put it this way.
Netflix is getting good stuff.
In a numbers sense, okay? You go to the movies, you pay what? $20? $25 per person as an adult.
Yeah.
If you're
Probably.
a senior like myself, you
Probably
get half
more.
that. But either way, you're paying that, and if you bring a family, right, that's over probably $150 for the family. Food or whatever, that becomes, But you go to the streaming service, something different. You're paying $17, you can watch it as many times as you want for the month. And then guess what you're doing next month? You're staying paying another $17. Guess what you're doing the next month? Paying another $17. Because since you know that movie's gonna come there anyway, why would you go to the theater, spend $200, you're paying $17, but in actuality, the streaming is making more because of all of their programming, you're still there. Now the movie has run out of its time in the theater. Guess what? It hasn't run out of its time in the streaming.
In the streaming service.
And it's going to keep on going and keep on going. So the strategy makes financial sense as far as it being streaming versus the theater. I mean, I am a fan of the theater. Been a fan since Yay High.
Yeah.
Love the whole idea of being there when the lights go down and then you see the coming attractions and then you see your feature. All of that. I mean, for Star Wars Return of the Jedi, I actually snuck in to a theater that only allow you to see it once. I snuck under the curtain to hide, saw a door. Now, I guess they didn't know about it. Hit into that door, waited it out. When I heard people coming in, waited. As soon as I heard the first trailer, snuck out. Found the first empty chair, set my ass in it again to see it a second time. Paid once, got it twice, bro. Okay?
But it's like you said, look what you had to do just to see a movie that you liked again.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you go to the movie theater, you're paying triple the price on snacks, drinks, whatever. Then at home you could stop the movie, play
You
to
could.
go use the bathroom.
You
You're
could.
eating home cooked meal. You pop anything in the microwave, boom, you're done.
Yeah.
And
But-
then
Unless
You
you,
know-
have friends.
but you got to remember the streaming services. Nobody wants to go anymore to the movies on the weekends because society doesn't know how to act anymore.
No,
Sorry to say it like that, but
No, you're right.
during the week is most of the time the safest time to go. But everybody works Monday through Friday.
This is true. This is
You
true.
know, at least at home. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still go to the movie with the movie that I really want to see. Like every Predator movie I've seen in the theater.
Predators to bomb.
I went on what is called Nerd Night for Spider-Man Brand New Day, which is the Thursday before the actual release. You get one 7 o'clock showing, and you watch it. And every nerd would come there to watch it. And trust me, it is something else. It's the feel of all the other people inside of there at the same time. I mean, not the knuckleheads who make no. I'm talking about the people that are like, you hear the ahs and you hear the oh my god and get excited and cheer and all. That's the purpose of the film.
Yeah.
To give you that reaction. That's when you get hyped over that reaction and tell people, yo, you gotta see this movie. You gotta see the movie. You gotta see this movie.
Yeah.
And then they go out and they go see it. At home, that's something different. You can pause it. You could have a group showing, get the same reaction. Yeah, you can pause, have pizza, blah 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 blah. But it's not the same when it comes to a bunch of strangers you don't know who feel the same love that you feel for this film. That's probably the only thing that's an edge in that respect.
And on that note, we're gonna have to. I just got the signal from the God in back of the camera. We have to wrap things up. And as always, Mo, it was a pleasure.
Same here.
Same.
I know that mouth. Ivan,
Yeah.
pleasure.
Pleasure as always.
Charles, welcome back from vacay. Missed you.
Yeah, I know.
You know. We know.
Holy schmogly. This is the amazing, spectacular Meals on Wheels Lou signing off.
This is Ivan signing off.
This is Mo, the mouth, signing off.
I'll come up with a nickname, guys. Don't worry.
Again, until then, live long and prosper.
May the force be with you.
Welcome to the zone where geeks collide, where comics and heroes come alive. Marvel, DC, Starfleet in the mix. Lightsabers flash, we're nerding out quick.